Welcome to the Postgame Show. It's presented by the Maroon Club, enhancing 23 Division I sports. Join the Maroon Club today, and our player of the game is presented by Coca-Cola. Experience the Coke side of life. Mike Joseph with the head coach and with our player of the game, Matt Klinewski.
Coach O'Hanlon, Coach, you run into a team obviously hungry for a win, and they pretty much shot the lights out right here at home.
Yeah, but we knew that's how they're going to come out. You know, this is a team that beat us last year with a lot of the same guys that they have this year. I know it's a different coach, but I expect them to come out. We talked about it. With a young team, sometimes you can talk all you want, and we didn't listen, and they jumped on us. You know, I was proud that they stayed together and they just kept fighting, and we cut it, but it was a bigger deficit than the whatever it was at the end, 8 points, because it was a foul shooting contest. We just have to learn from this and get better.
Get with the team, Coach. Thanks.
Thank you.
Matty, 23 points tonight. You obviously had the mid-range game going. A team that makes you work on both ends of the court, correct?
Yes, they were a very good team. They made us work on offense and defense. It was tough to get some offensive shots. I mean, we worked our tails off to do the best we could.
Sometimes you run into a buzzsaw. You know, obviously Donovan had a bunch of points tonight. A local kid came up big. But tell me a little about your mid-range game. Seems to be that's the type of game that's adding to your repertoire.
I mean, my teammates have been behind me. Nick tells me all the time, keep shooting that shot. I'm 100% in practice for it, and just keep shooting. It makes the team better, and just keep working on the game. And I work on it every day, and it's what helped me get to where I am now.
We'll see you back here Wednesday night.
Thank you.
Guys, obviously they ran into a little bit, like I said, of a buzzsaw. That's a hungry team. Sometimes the hardest teams to play against are the teams that have not won yet. Ryan Earl's got them going in the right direction, but the Pards will be back at it Wednesday night. We'll see you then.
All right, Michael, thank you for a very nice job. We'll see Mike again back here on Wednesday night against Princeton. But first of all, let's take a look at the highlights before we get out of here.
You know, Gary, despite the final score, this was an entertaining game. I think it's a game that Lafayette's young team can learn from. But, boy, I'll tell you, Cornell really executed their stuff very, very well. That was fallacy. You see him again on the drive and the kick out right. That's Getting from downtown, doing a terrific job from his high post. The guards were terrific, and this kid, Donovan Wright, was just on fire all night long. Every time they needed a big bucket, he was there, especially from downtown. And, you know, Gary, I don't care, you know, at what level you played at in high school, until you defend this kind of offense at the college level, the only way you can get better at defending it is to defend it, is to do it. And there's some growing pains. Great high back screen there by the Leopards. They had some flashes. They never went away. They were down by as many as 18 or 19, Gary. They really cut it down to, they had the potential to get it to a two-possession game with 3 or 4 minutes left. Matt Klinewski working hard all night long. He was our Coca-Cola player of the game. Did a terrific job living off Nick Lidner. Nick Lidner and Matt Klinewski have a real chemistry going, Gary. Not surprising because they've been in this system for so long together, and it's repetition, repetition. When some of the younger players, like this young man, Hunter Janacek, starts getting more involved, more comfortable, you're going to see this team really take off. And I think that's going to happen certainly by the time the Patriot League season starts. There is, once again, Eric Stafford, who gave Fran O'Hanlon some terrific minutes off the bench.
No question about it, John, and congratulations to Brian Earl for his first victory in college basketball. Cornell goes to 1-3. And they were led tonight as they had 5 players this afternoon in double figures. Matt Morgan with 11, Robert Hatter with 14, 12 points for Stone Gettings, 11 points for JoJo Fallis. And, you know, you have a career record of a high of 7, and you pretty much smashed that when you score 26 points. And that's what Donovan Wright did today in their 82-point outbreak. For Lafayette to go to 2-2, their 2-game winning streak is stopped. They had 3 players in double figures. Matt Klinewski with 23, Nick Lindner with 19, and with 10 points, Eric Stafford in the game. Lafayette, as we mentioned, goes to 2-2. Final score here today, it is Cornell 82, Lafayette 75. We'll be back on the Patriot League Network on Wednesday. We'll see you on the Lafayette Sports Network on November 30th. For John, for Mike Joseph, Rick Gio, the RSN television team, thanks so much for joining us on a Sunday afternoon.